Welcome to your Angelic Karma. This is the overall energy for today, Thursday, July 16th. Let's go ahead and get started here with the overall energy for today. Taking things into Tuesday of next week. Overall energy. Unfinished symphony. Yin. Message in a bottle. This combination here is that with this message is not anything very significant. It's unfinished symphony, and then it's the yin energy, and then it's a message in a bottle. Some type of message that does not inquire much of you. Like, it's something that you can quickly, because let's talk about positions with Saturn sitting strongly here. When we talk about positions and job titles and things like that, you're either up to par or you're not, and things are not as difficult. You know, you have the internet, you have the computer, you just press send, it's just a button away. Okay, so this is that, like, something that needs to be finished, and then it's the yin energy, so anything stressful from it would just come from laziness, and then it's the message in the bottle, so that's it. It's just, how many seconds, half a second, and send. And if that exhausts you or tires you out, you're not the one for the job. So this is about knowing what your value isn't, and knowing that, because some people with titles, and they're given by people just like them more than what they should be given as it relates to their responsibilities on the job and what they're handling. So it goes to their head, and they'll be like, well, I'm exhausted. Okay, they don't know that they're not doing anything. Okay, you're only pressing send. Know when you're working and know when you're not, and know who is working. That's the message. Just because you've been given a title by people that are just like you, don't think that everything that you do is of significance or importance. Sometimes it might be of significant importance, but your part in it may not be the significant part. If you only have to press send, okay, what's the... And if you can't do that, you're not capable for anything else that you've been given the responsibility to take hold of and take responsibility of. And you won't be doing it anymore. Okay, nothing is what it is here. Now let's see. Observer. The fates, and then there's blessed. So this is about being watched even when you think you're not, and then we have new life. The changes that happen after that. Deep knowing. With other things here, it's about you're getting something wrapped up and you're gung-ho about it. It's about having energy, knowing what you are and what you are not, knowing when you're working, knowing when you're not, knowing when something takes a lot from you, knowing when it does not, and you're getting things done. This is you being highly blessed. You have message in the bottle, some type of communication coming in about the completion of something. You could have expected this completion. Here's milk and honey here. And then there's a leg up there. And then here's a higher power with Saturn sitting strongly here. We took care of that in the beginning of the reading. Now, Jupiter is strongly here. Okay, with that known regarding Saturn, because Saturn is about the foundation in the title itself. With that known is Jupiter comes in with the leg up. Well, it's known that the space is clear, the terrain is clear, it's out there like that. Okay, and now I could place upon it this milk and honey for their correspondence of being of that without having to be told, which is the obvious. That's the deep knowing. So let's see. Find clues, exactly, that help you get nearer to your dreams. Remember, the best clues are often disguised. What clues can you find today? So something is very, it's like, with deep knowing is what should already be known is what should be obvious. And then when it's not, you have to go into the blues clues of having to look for it. Is that having to be told directly. If you live like you've always lived, you'll get the same as you always had. You must decide to make a change towards your dreams. Decide on what you need to change, and you will be rewarded with a new sense of achievement. Exactly, this is about achievement. Saturn sitting strongly here, but along with Jupiter, whenever Saturn comes in, this is how my moon is in Capricorn. I have a lot of placements in Capricorn in the chart, but I'm gonna say Sagittarius, that's Jupiter. Okay, with Saturn here is is knowing that. Okay. But also understanding with Saturn, because then you bring, when we have this full moon in Aquarius, you bring the Aquarian energy in it where it has to be told or directly told to people. With Saturn here, it's about the cleanup and getting that out, because it just takes up space. Now allowing Jupiter to come into the door is that Saturn, the removal of that which indulged that do not know, and then Jupiter can come in clearly. Now, so that's what's happening here. With milk and honey and a leg up in new life. Is what I'm getting with this. And I'm also getting that because with Saturn, it's like the dust, the ground can't be dirty with the dust settling. It settles on that clean, fresh slate. That's Saturn. It preparing things and how things are prepared for Jupiter's landing, a leg up in milk and honey. Even though you all are new, and I'm glad I have this fresh, new people, I started, before I left, I left off with talking about, well, it's always been about Saturn, but talking about how he and Jupiter now, because had now gotten to that point after years, how they work and begin to work in a different type of cohesion. Now, this date dictated by the High Council. We do that on Mondays. And I just came back on Tuesday. So this is showing how they just show up rather quickly, where we left off at and where we're picking up is what I'm getting with this. Let's see. And with blessed here in high-powered Saturn is where the blessings aren't, oh, I did nothing and then this happened. Saturn's type of blessing is, I did everything and that's why it happened like that. And it is that because it sets the stage for what Jupiter is able to do. Saturn does. Effectively stating that Jupiter is just like co-ruling is that because even this leg up with this firm positioning here of this polar bear, that could be is analogy of Saturn and Jupiter climbing on the back, the terrain being the terrain being clear for Jupiter's positioning is what this is here. Now let's bring in whatever this is about. Something is clear for Jupiter land. I'm very connected with Saturn's energy, so I get Saturn out the way rather quickly and very directly regarding the message because I am in agreement. And doing that because a deep knowing, and I know that so that Jupiter can come in regarding what should already be known, and you should not have to say. And that's new life is the clarified position of of the order and the dynamics of which things unfold and happen, and that's permanent. It always has been, always will be, with the high power here. I'm going to continue to part 2. The link is in the description box below this video per usual. Thanks for watching. Bye.